Yeah. Big broadcast episode 86, man. We are pushing it, man. Welcome to episode 86. Also the most big stepper, you know what I mean? Big Baby J, Big JTV here with a guest. Yeah. This the homie said we're talking about relationships and dating in 2024. And I want y'all, as y'all come in, to like the video, share, subscribe. And if you're listening on platforms for podcasting, give me 5 stars, help grow the brand. Most important thing y'all can do is like the stream, like the video, like the stream. I'm gonna put it inside the chat. And let's have some fun tonight, man. It's Saturday night, might as well vibe out. You know what I mean? I'm feeling a little under the weather, but might as well, you know what I mean? Get to it. How you doing? How you doing, Sid? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah,
Good.
it's a nice night. It's nice out. I'm just
Hmm.
living life.
I'm telling you right now, I don't know what goes on in our city, but when it's supposed to be cold, it's warm. When it's supposed to be warm, it's raining. What is up with that, man?
It's horrible. Honestly,
Annoying as hell.
every single weekend it's been raining, and the one weekend I don't make plans, it's nice. It's sunny.
Nice. You know what
It's
I mean?
great. It's horrible. I hate it. Honestly,
This is the thing wrong with our city, man. It does not make sense. We're right next to the river. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But we out here talking relationships in 2024 and dating. Dating. She's in a relationship. I'm single. She sees it on a different end than me. I'm a man out here and I'm a bit older with different generations. What do you think about dating in 2024? How do you think is it getting better or worse than other generations? What do you what do you think of the overall scene right now? Yeah.
do you know what? Actually, I think dating in 2024
Mm.
is better than other generations.
Okay.
There's more options. There's more availability. And honestly, you can try before you buy, okay? You
Don't you
couldn't do
think
that
don't you
back in
think
the
too
day.
many options is
That more options give people like more freedom to meet people they would never would have met, and
okay?
maybe meet someone they click with that they never would have met elsewise.
Okay. So for you, you see it like it's a better in this generation than other ones, like our parents before that,
Oh,
grandparents, right?
definitely parents and grandparents generation.
Mm.
Horrible. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna push back on that. I disagree a little bit.
Why?
I'll tell you this. Sometimes having too many options or too many things going on, you're always looking for the next best thing instead of settling for what's there and what you should appreciate. You understand what I'm saying? You're always looking for that next, that next, that next. Oh, there's better, because there's so many. It's too open, right? But if you're in a situation that's a little more closed, like let's say back in the day, you know what they used to do? You meet your woman at school, in church, or work, just basic things, right? But now you have dating apps, which is good because it gives you the world, gives you all types of people. But sometimes that's too much, man. You know what I mean? You don't really know these people. But if you back in the day, our parents' generation, older generation, you just met her at school. You met her at work. You know what I mean? You met her just going outside in the places you go all the time. So there was a connection, there was more of a community. But now things are so separated. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts, sir? Mhm.
I do
Hmm.
think that, like, yeah, if you meet someone at church, at school,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good that you met, but that's a limited range of people. I personally know anybody I went to school with,
Mm.
I would not go within 10-foot radius of them. No, absolutely
I
not.
agree
I
with
grew
that.
up in a white town.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's white. I
True.
knew, like, connected with me. No one clicked with me. That's why I didn't start dating until later in life.
Yeah, black woman, yeah, in a white town. That's
Yeah.
definitely, you know, I mean, not a wave.
So, like, coming to a bigger town, but then also having
Mm,
options like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever.
definitely.
It's let me find people who are like me, I'm a
Mm,
black queer woman. I want to find people like me. I want to find people that understand me. And you
mm.
don't really get that sometimes in your school or people that you're forced to be around with.
Oh, definitely. I can see that. I can see that. If you're like more different, you don't like your area or you stand out in a certain way, you might feel alienated, man. You might feel some type of way, you know? So in your case, actually that does make sense. You have more options, you have um more of the world. Because if you don't have that and you're used to the same people and you don't get along with them people, they don't relate to you, then you're limited. You know what I mean? Now here's the question. Here's the real question. People, there's been studies that show that people are getting married later, dating later. You know what I mean? As opposed to previous generations where they get in relationships, married, have kids at like 22, 23. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Talk to me.
I think that's a good thing when it
Mm,
comes to like women and their rights because back in the day, they're getting married earlier because women aren't expected to have education, women aren't expected to like do things with their life other than get married and have kids. Now
right.
you can go out and be a lawyer, you can have hobbies, you can do things. And it's nice to be able to explore that option
Mm,
and then wait to have kids. Because also, we're not dying at 60 years old anymore. We're not
true.
dying earlier. There's so much life to live, and it's like, why not wait a little bit before you have a responsibility of a child?
There's some women having kids in their late 40s, even 50s. Have you heard about that stuff?
I have, yes, actually, I know
I'm
a
like,
couple of people as
damn,
parents.
how do you do that? It must be tough, you know? And my thing is, you know what I mean? When you're younger, you have a bit more energy. But I also get your point where you're saying if you're a woman and you want to actually go for your career and do things, I feel that. You know what I mean? On the back end, I'd say like raising kids and having a family is big, man. You know what I mean? That's a whole job in itself. And unfortunately, what's happened these days is that people don't value family as much. That's my perspective. You know what I mean? Being a homemaker. Have you ever heard of this thing like trad wife? Oh, can you explain it to the people, man?
Trad wife is an outdated concept to me, okay?
Talk to me.
Because
So,
like it was back in the 50s and stuff and before where a man would be able to go to work, make money,
mm,
and the woman's at home taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, making dinner, all that stuff.
a
They
housemaker,
to
yeah.
make sure the house is a home while the man's out working for whoever knows how long. Like
Mhm.
so, like that's what the trad wife role is. They're just there to just
Like a
raise a
traditional
family.
wife, right? Traditional wife, like conservative in a sense, right? You know, what do you think about that? Do you think that's a good thing, bad thing, or you're indifferent? What do you think about that?
I think that it really causes a lot of issues because like there's abusive relationships. We all know that abusive relationships exist, and
Yeah.
a woman not having money of their own, not having a career of their own, they can't escape that abusive relationship. If it happens,
What
they're
if a
stuck.
woman chooses to do that? Mike is cleared. What if a woman chooses to be a trad wife? Like she wants to do it.
If she chooses that, that's her choice. But also, being a trad wife is not really like sustainable in this economy. Like, it costs
I
a
will
lot
agree
to
with that.
survive.
I will agree with that.
Dual income to survive if you're not like upper middle class or rich. You need dual
Oh,
income.
absolutely.
If you have that dual income, if both the man and woman's working, why should it be the wife's job to take care of the home and not be a 50-50 split?
I think it's just a bit harder for guys, for men to be house homemaker, you know? It's a little bit harder. It's
But
just not really in our nature, you know?
why is it harder though?
Because men and women are different,
But like
right?
why is it so hard to like love a child that you raised or to provide for the child in the sense that you just have to
Mm.
clean up the home?
Of course, you can love a child and show it in different ways, right? Like men and women are great at different things. I'm generalizing, obviously, right? So for the most part, like a women, they're more perceptive on cleaning, cooking, and just in general. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you don't have a woman around with a female, it's called like the feminine touch or the female touch, where a woman will make a house even better. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know what it is, and also taking care of children. You know what I mean? I'd rather have women at the daycare taking care of the children than some guys. I'm just gonna be real. It might sound, you know what I mean, ignorant, but I'm just being real with it. You know what I mean? I'd rather have like guys doing construction than ladies. But ladies can do construction. Guys can be, working the daycare. It's just that we have strengths and differences, you know what I mean? In general. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I think that's kind of like bull. I think that men
Okay, that's
should
right.
be able to take care of children. Like
Okay,
men should be able to take care of children. Like why are you having a child if you don't want to take care of it? If you want to leave that to another person, men can take care of themselves.
of
Like
course.
what do you do before you had a girlfriend? Do you just like live in squalor? Do you just like
No, hell no.
taking care of
Take
yourself,
care of yourself.
feeding
Yeah,
yourself?
grown man.
Take care of yourself. Why can't you take care of your own kid? That's your own kid. Your DNA comes from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. But my point is, what I'm saying is, if I'm like I'm more a little more traditional, this is me. You know what I mean? If I'm married, we have kids, right? Obviously we can both work, obviously we can both do take care of the kids 100%, but I want like my wife, the mother of my kids, for the first few years to take care of the kid. You know what I mean? Because they're younger, they're fragile, they need that. And you know what, it's stressful to work and take care of the home. That's two things at the same time. You know what I mean?
But when
Yeah,
it's like economy, women have to do that too. Women have to work all the
absolutely.
time. They have to work and take care of the kids and take care of the home.
Which is stressful. It's
So,
kind of it's kind of crazy.
so if
You know what
women
I
are
mean?
doing that, why can't men?
Men can, men can
Men
definitely,
should.
absolutely. My thing is, if you have a child, you have to take care of that child. You can't just leave it all to your wife. You know what I mean? There's also some women, even some guys, who love taking care of children, take care of home. So you have to see who your partner is and their strengths and weaknesses. Do you understand what I mean? Everybody's different. Every relationship is different, man. You know what I mean? What are some of your strengths?
My strengths,
Yeah.
uh, I'm really good at like communication, like
Hmm.
talking, and that's I think
Yeah, I
you
noticed
need
that. That's
you
why you're
want
on the pod. Let's
you
go.
want to have a
Mm,
relationship communication because some people are
absolutely.
a trad wife. You want to be a trad wife, be a trad wife. However,
Some cultures
you
are like
just need
that.
to
Like you'll have like African cultures, Caribbean cultures that are just like that. You know what I mean? Muslim cultures. You know, the thing is, you should have the option to be that or not, and then make a decision. You know, a lot of cultures are more traditional, conservative. Some cultures are more liberal. So it depends. You know what I mean? So you have to figure out your strengths with your partner and go along with it. You know what I mean? You say you're great at communicating. I peep that. That's why you're on the pod. You know what I mean? What are some of maybe your partner's strengths? Yeah, yeah. Maybe do y'all complement each other?
I think we do. Yes,
That's what's
we're
up.
actually opposites.
Okay.
Very much opposites attract. Like he's an introvert. I'm an extrovert.
Mm.
He cleans. I personally hate cleaning, but I'm a
See,
really good cook. I actually work in a restaurant. I work as a cook in a restaurant. So like, it's like
she's in the kitchen stirring. Let's
yes.
go.
So it's like skills that complement each other,
There
and
you
when we have
go.
issues, we talk about it. Like I cook, he does all the dishes, I do the laundry, like he does the sweeping and mopping. It's like because we live together, and it's like a mesh that has to work together. Like if
Mm.
it's funny for me to be a trad wife, I think about it, but I also don't want kids. So like that's a whole story. But you got to make
Sure.
enough money because a lot of men are talking about the trad wife, the trad lifestyle, but don't have the money to back it up. If you're not making six figures, stop talking about a trad lifestyle. You don't have enough money to back it up.
You have to have money
You
in
have
this
money.
economy, especially middle class. It can't just be the man working or just the woman working. Y'all both have to put dual income to pay the mortgage, pay the bills. You know what I mean? Everything to be done. You know, one of the number one reasons, not the number one, but I think it is number one actually. Number one cause of divorce is finances, actually. Finances. But I'm telling you, Canada's economy is messed up, bro. Every time we go to the grocery store, we're paying a hand and a foot, bro. Don't get me started. I'm telling you right now, you have to have money, and then you add kids, you add sports, you add all of this. I'm like, damn, they had it easier though. Their generation, our parents, grandparents, they had it so much easier. You understand? To the point where, like, damn, you know what I mean? This is what it is. If you want to go more of a traditional conservative type lifestyle, you have to be making a lot of money. It's a fact. That's a fact, yo. And it's tough for the middle class, man. Just regular people. You know what I mean? Now imagine poor people. Crazy. You know what I mean? My thing is dating in 2024 has its advantages and disadvantages. Okay. What are some disadvantages you notice in dating in 2024, this modern age? Because you said a lot of positives. Is there any negatives, or how you look at it? What are
Do
your thoughts?
the I actually can't think of too many like negatives that haven't like already existed in like the dating world
Okay,
for like a while. I think actually the biggest negative in the dating world of 2024 is shaming. I think shaming is the biggest negative in the dating world. Like
shaming. Okay,
it's like
give me an example.
if you've slept with a lot of people,
Hmm.
like you will be shamed for that, and like if you look or act a certain way, you'd be shamed for that. But I think that shame has always been a thing. Like it's one of the things that make humans humans is like
For
shame
sure.
is like feeling shame or shaming people. Um, but I think that's like a real big issue in 2024, and just like also like
Mm.
caring about what people do, like how many bodies they have, like who cares really? Honestly, like who cares how many bodies
Oh man, that is so goofy. Caring about bodies, man. Like that's so dumb. But when I was younger, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Older I got, I don't care no more. You know what I mean? Is she respecting you? Is she loyal to you? Right? Is she honest with you? Doesn't matter what you she was dealing with before. She's dealing with me now. That's what matters. That's it. Right? But a lot of guys care about bodies. Why? And even women care about bodies,
yeah.
but not as much. Tell me what? What do you think? I'll tell
Honestly,
you my theory after.
I
After.
truly cannot figure out why men care so much about bodies. Like there'll be reasons that are said,
Yeah.
but it's like, but why? They'll be like, oh, she's a whore if she slept with a certain amount of people. But it's like, is she? Like
Guys just
me?
feel it's good. It's because of their boys and the homies. You know what I mean? You don't want to be embarrassed in front of the homies and know that your girl has been with everybody in the crew. It's a bit embarrassing to a certain degree. But here's the thing, man. There's so many. It's sex. It's life. People do it. As long as you're honest and you're clean about it, you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's just that dudes, man, we don't want to have that stigma of dealing with a girl who's dealt with everybody. Want to be a little more discreet and classy with it. But here's the thing, right? You will never know her count and she'll never know your count. Why? Because y'all were not there when you were doing it with every other person. So why do you care about the count? You should care about how she's treating you right now. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah,
Let's get mature right now, man.
it's like big counts don't like I'm 24.
Right.
Say I was sexually active since 16,
Right.
15, 16. That's the average.
It's like 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, if like I slept with two dudes a year, you saying that doesn't sound like a lot. Two people a year.
Yeah.
Like I could have been in two 6 month relationships or whatever.
Hmm.
That doesn't sound like a lot, but after 8 years, that's 16.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
And
it
then
is.
two people, it's a huge number.
Mm.
But then if you break it down like to like the basics, it's only like 2 a year. I slept with two people in 2023. Am I really a whore because of that? I don't think so.
No, no, you're not. But here's a question. What number is somebody a whore? Is there even a number?
I don't think they're a whore unless they consider themselves a whore. But because like
Okay, somebody says 50.
50, I that's just a number.
Somebody says 100.
That's just them, like
Regardless of gender. Somebody says 200.
someone says 200, then they've been around, but that's okay.
How about 1,000?
1,000, I honestly, depending on how old they are, if it's 1,000 in a year, they're like a really good worker, they're a really good sex worker. And honestly, like that's good on them, they I
You
used
ever
to
you, you ever heard of Will Chamberlain, by the way?
he's the best player.
Absolutely. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. He claimed to have had sex with 25,000 women. Claimed. Crazy, right? No kids.
No, I don't believe it. Honestly,
I'm not even lying to you.
he was active in the before the 2000s.
Definitely. No, he was playing in like the 60s and 70s and he passed at 63 years old
Yeah,
in 1999, 1993.
he's either
No kids. No
he's either
kids.
has kids because there's no way that
Might. Maybe undocumented, right?
like
No.
that birth control birth control was not that good back then.
No kids. If you look at his Wikipedia page, it's personal. No kids. And he may be illegitimate, like someday you could, but 25, he claimed that. because he was a bachelor most of his life. Like he didn't get married, had some relationships, but he was an amazing basketball player. He was the best in his era at a certain point in like the 60s, early 70s. So he's the most popular guy in basketball. He's outside. Now, let's be real, that's a whore. As a man, that's a whore, you slut. I'm being real.
I'm
You know what I
saying
mean?
slutty of him, you
You know
know.
what I mean? 25K?
I don't think he's got that high, but then again, he's famous, you know.
Of course.
Threesomes count up like more people to the body. Like I'm sure he's done a lot. You know, you travel the world, meet some girls, travel even the country, meet some girls. You
Yeah.
know,
And
but like
that's the thing. That's the thing about counts. I always think it depends. There's context behind it, right? Like a stripper will have a bigger count probably than a church girl, maybe. That's a guess. This is a guess. This is a guess. You know what I mean? Like a basketball player will have a higher count than most guys because he is traveling to multiple cities in the year. And you know what? Basketball players are really liked. You know what I mean? And they're very rich. They're famous. You know what I mean? An actor will have a big account than a university student. Simple. You know what I mean? My thing is, it depends on the context and how they're treating you right now. That's what matters. You know what I mean? But there's something that's been rising. Two things that's been rising. I want to get your opinion on this because you're a bit younger. I want to get maybe are you Gen Z?
I'm Gen Z. I
Oh
was born in
shit!
the year
Oh
2000.
shit! Let's go! Let's go! I want to get your opinion on this. Have you heard of something called fem cells? There's incels, and then there's something called fem cells. I
I've heard
learned
a
about
little
this
bit about fem
recently.
cells. Fem cells. I'm not one person on the topic,
Yeah,
but I heard about fem cells and like
like pick Misha or pick me shit. Like, do you know what that is? Yeah.
cells the same thing.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I've heard about it. I don't know what it is. You know
I'm
what I
pretty
mean?
sure cells to cell if it's not incel. I'm almost sure fem cells are ball cell. Don't quote me
Mm,
on it. Don't quote me on it.
it's
I'm
all
not
good.
a cell
What I googled?
expert.
I googled a site that tries to explain a little bit. Are fem cells the new incels? Right. So is the movement a fault of feminism, as incels claim? Now, what is it, incel? Incel is an involuntary celibate, a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active. So these are haters. They're not getting nothing. It is what it is. Weirdos. But I think there's a growing female version of this where some women cannot get in relationships, so they start hating men or they start disliking men. Not saying they're celibate, like involuntary celibate, but they have some hatred towards men. Have you seen that? Ish, I've seen it a little bit.
I know about the hatred towards men
Yeah, and I'm
as a
like,
woman.
damn, what's going
And
on?
what's going on with men? Like not gonna lie, like
Come on,
I
nah.
hatred towards men. Just
Stop
a little bit.
it.
You know?
Stop it. You're a thumbs up.
I'm gonna get so I'm not a femcel, but
Hey, hey, go.
femcel. Okay, I'm talking about like
I'm trolling, obviously. Let's go.
actually he does me dirty. Every man I see is on sight, you know.
That's called that's misandry, man. Stop hating on the fellas. I disagree. I disagree. I want to get your point of view. I disagree though. Yeah.
Cannot exist without misogyny because society, you know, we're a patriarchal society. Whether you agree with me or not, it's a
Mhm.
patriarchal society.
Yeah, of course.
Men created everything, you know. Women weren't even allowed their own bank accounts until like the fucking 70s or something.
Yeah, they couldn't get credit cards.
Like
Yeah.
men created this stuff. Like men, it's
My
everything's a
my
product.
my thing
The
is,
reason why
go
women
ahead.
hate men is because of what men are doing. Men are setting themselves up in a position of power. And that's the only reason why you have misogyny. Because if you talk to a woman
Right.
and ask them why they hate men, and they'll be like, oh, they'll say there could be some extremes, like all men are rapists, I'd rather the bear, like the you know. But then
That's so generalizing,
that's
man. That's
coming
like
from
disrespectful.
men's own actions. But if you ask men why they hate women, they'll be like, oh, because they're weaker, they're gross. Well, like it's women at least have a reason to hate men, and I feel like men hate women because they're women. And it's like I'm not saying that's everything, like I'm not saying that's general, but
Mm.
like that's kind of how I feel. Like misandry is 100% like a product of misogyny. Like
But
if
it's not. Here's the thing, right? My thing is, my problem is the generalizations, right? I know there's maybe 10, 20% of men who are horrible. Same thing with the women. There's maybe 10, 20% of women who are terrible. It is what it is. But we focus so much on those little percentage of the gender, and then that inflates everything. You understand what I'm saying? So are they misogynists out there? Of course, there's a ton of misogynists, but we don't fuck with them. We say fuck out of here. You know what I mean? We rock with our women. We should show respect. We got love for our women, right? Are there misandrous women out there who literally hate men? Of course, but we ignore them and we deal with women who like men. That's what we do. You know what I mean? Women have brothers, fathers, cousins, good guys in their lives. You know what I mean? And obviously, there's bad guys in their lives. But I wouldn't generalize a whole gender off the little bit of haters. You know what I mean? The little bit of the rotten apples. You know what I mean? And I've noticed a little bit in 2024. There's been such a like deep hatred for men. I don't know. Is it maybe just online? Like, what do you think about it? Is it real or like, what do you think?
I think it's real, and I think
Go ahead,
honestly it's well deserved. If you look at
bruh.
statistics, no, but if you look at
Go ahead.
statistics, like men are the ones that
I
are like
disagree, but it's okay.
doing like most violent crimes are men, most like rapes are men, most like and it's not saying every man is doing this, but it's enough men where women are taught to to hide themselves, like to cover their shoulders in school
Yeah,
because
we
you don't
don't, we
want to
don't,
distract men.
we don't
There's
respect
enough.
that. Yeah,
There's enough men where women are shamed into like wearing certain clothes and doing certain things instead of teaching men not to be freaking creeps. Like that's
no, of course,
there's
men
enough
men shouldn't be creeps. I agree with you on that.
they shouldn't be,
Of
but
course, it shouldn't be
there's enough
disrespectful.
of them out there that it's negatively affecting women, and that's the issue. Like,
I can
no
agree with
one's
that.
saying it's every single man, but
Mhm.
there's enough men where if I walk downtown, actually,
Mhm.
if I walk downtown,
Yeah,
every single day I get harassed by a man, no matter how ugly I'm looking, no matter how fucking beat I am looking.
yeah, that's not
I can
cool.
be looking like Beyonce,
Mm.
or I can be looking like Beyonce's foot, and someone is still harassing
That
me on
was
the
funny.
street.
Beyonce's quote. But what you're talking about is not funny. Obviously, we don't approve of that. This podcast doesn't rock with that. I don't rock with that. It's messed up. Stop doing that. Let's not do that.
Men, don't be bad.
I will say this. I'm gonna stand up for the fellas on this though. There's some horrible women out there, man. There are some horrible women out there, and I've seen it happen to my guys, happen to me even sometimes. Some will lie on you, divorce, talking about child custody. There's good men out there who are trying to fight for their kids, and then the courts are a little bit biased towards women. There's a lot of guys out there who, let's say they go through a breakup, she's knocking the windows out the car, all types of crazy things happen. There are toxic women out there, man. Very toxic women out there. And a lot of guys, we don't speak up. I know guys who used to get beat up by their girlfriends, abused, but they obviously didn't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna generalize women, the whole gender, based off those negative toxic women. We leave them over there. But guys out there, be careful dealing with toxic women, bro. I'm just being real with you. You know what I mean? We love our women, we love good women, but toxic, negative, hateful, disrespectful, nah, man, we gotta dead that.
I love
We
toxic
got
women.
we gotta dead that. You love
Toxic women. It's hard to
no.
rise. You spend your whole life as a woman. Any women that see this will know.
Okay.
Men treat you like shit. Like since
Oh,
like
now you generalizing. Come on now. Come on
since you were
now.
young, any woman knows that like there's always been some sort of like man in your life doing some weird stuff to you, talking to you some weird way since you're a teenager. They'd be some weird talk.
That's not cool though.
Fuck boys exist. And so I am happy when I hear about toxic women because it's time to rise up. Honestly, me myself, when I first started university, I was doing men how they were doing women. Okay,
This message is not approved by the big broadcast. Whatever she says, not approved. All those opinions are hers.
Should be toxic. However, I'm saying that I love toxic women because it's time that men feel what women have been feeling for decades, for centuries. We've been dealing with men being the ones
How about we
in
all don't be
charge.
toxic, bro? Regardless of gender, stop being toxic, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like she's kind of real for that.
Boo, boo, boo.
Doing some
But
weird stuff
you
to
know what it
women.
is. Here's the thing, man. Hurt people hurt people.
People,
Hurt people hurt people. So what
and
it what's
men are creating the women.
women.
Down to
Obviously I disagree, but she has her opinion. I like it. She's standing 10 toes on it. I like it. You know what I mean? I disagree fully, but I like that she's standing on her opinion. My thing is there's toxic on both genders, man. You know what I mean? I hear so many stories of toxic mothers with their daughters. You know what I mean? Girls fighting, mean girls, you know what I mean? The bullying between women, the cattiness, like the disrespect, And it's just don't be toxic regardless of your gender. And
you don't
I don't
generalize.
generalize. I try my best not to, man. You
Like,
know what I
let's
mean?
rewind
It
to the
has to be.
beginning
It
of
has to be
this.
about the individual.
Let's rewind to the
Talk to me.
beginning of
Talk to
this
me. Yeah,
podcast
let's
where you
go.
said that
Hmm.
just make better homemakers. Women
Yeah.
are better. That's a generalization.
It is a generalization.
So
Yeah, I try not to. I try not to.
biases towards women stereotypes.
I do have my biases. I know that. I know that. I'm more like traditional. I'm a little. I try not to, but I do generalize. I try not to. I try.
Shit happens, people.
I try my best not to, but it slips out. You know what I mean? But you're right. I should do it less because everybody's individual. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? What somebody's strengths and weaknesses are completely different, and it doesn't have to be gendered. Here's the thing: if that person you're talking to, you're dealing with, you're dating, you're starting to see situationship, hookups, whatever. If they're toxic and negative, dip out, man. Confront them and then dip out. Don't deal with that. Don't, regardless, man, woman, or in between, whatever. Dipset out. Dipset out. We don't have time to deal with negative people. You feel me?
I feel you.
And you know what? She's going to generalize men. I'm not going to generalize women. So here's the last question before we dipset. We just doing a mini pod. You know what I mean? Having fun with it. What do you think of hookup culture in 2024? And I ask this because apparently there's been studies that show that Gen Z or like younger generations are not hooking up or having sex or even getting relationships as much as older generations. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? Is that a real thing? Is that something you see, or is that maybe overblown and everything like that?
I approve of hookup culture. I
Okay,
love hookup culture.
okay,
I believe heavily in try before you buy.
okay.
If it doesn't, if you guys aren't sexually compatible and sex is a big
I
deal to
kind of
you,
agree with that. Fully agree.
then then that's that might not be what you want to do. And I also think that just hooking up to hook up, it's fine because you don't need to get in relationships. Like I didn't get in a relationship until I was 23. Okay, like that was
Mm.
my first relationship. I'm currently in my first relationship because I was in school.
I kind of
I'm in
hear
school.
that's happening a lot
I'm
with Gen
getting
Zs. That
freaking
they're not dating
dating
like a lot. So is that
for
true?
it. Yeah, like
I heard that. Mm.
for it. Working.
Mm.
Like how much you have to work to afford? Do you know how much a one bedroom is in Ottawa? The
Oh,
average
it's expensive. So don't get me started.
is now hitting $2,000.
It's crazy. It's a lot.
Say if you work 40 hours a week on minimum wage, that's $2,000 a month.
Too much.
That's enough to cover a one bedroom and then to starve and die for the rest of the month. Like, and so it's very I think hookup culture is good in the sense that everyone has sexual needs. It's a primitive thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hook up someone. It's one and done. I get off. They get off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's good. Fill your sexual needs. You fill whatever other needs you need with working, friends, all that. I think it's good to just wait to get into a relationship until you are ready, financially ready, and like you have the time for it and the energy for it. Because
Yeah.
I know 20-year-old me would not have the energy to be in a relationship. I had so much going on.
I look at it like this, right? Hookup culture has benefits and cons, pros and cons in both things, right? It depends who you are and what you're dealing with. The problem in hookup culture is a lot of people are lying. What am I talking about? You'll see somebody who has a whole boyfriend or whole girlfriend and they're in hookup culture. They're cheating on on who are they dealing with. You know
That's
what I
just
mean?
cheaters, though. That's
But
that's
no, no. What I'm
cheaters.
saying is people are not being honest about what they're doing or who they're doing it with. They're not being blunt. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? People lie a lot these days. Just keep it real. If you're out here single, slinging dick or popping that pussy, do it. But don't be saying this and then doing that. That's my problem with it, hookup culture. But if you're being honest and being real, have fun. Be safe, have fun. You know what I mean? You don't have to be in a relationship. My thing is, don't add the lies with it. Don't add the cap. Stop the cap. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If you are just want to have fun, tell that person, man. Don't string them along and make them think, oh, this gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen, shorty. I'm out here in these streets. You know what I mean? I'm outside. You feel me? And that's the problem. People lie a lot, and I don't like that. Keep it effing real. That's how I look at it, man. So here's my last question. Actually, I said that was the last, but we have a follow up right here.
Last question. Last question.
Last question. Last question. You know, this is a quick pod, man. Last minute type of things, man. Last question here. Do you think dating and relationships are gonna get better in the future, or they gonna get worse? What do you think?
I think they're already better.
Okay.
I think they're already
Okay.
better.
Right. Yeah.
If you look back like 50 years ago
Yeah.
or 70 years ago,
Mm,
you look back, you weren't able to get divorced. Like there was stigmatism about divorce.
right.
Like you weren't able to leave the person that you're in a relationship with. Because let's be honest, like there was a lot of abusive relationships. You hear about your grandparents saying, "Oh, like how they got together." That that's a crime.
Right.
Like you hear about like how normalized it was to like hit someone that wasn't behaving right. Like now you can't do that shit. You will not get away with that. There's a lot of things you can't get away with
Mm,
these days, and there's a lot more freedoms that like I think women have and just everybody in general
right.
with dating these days. So I think it has gotten better. But with that, of course, there has come a couple of drawbacks.
Of
Um,
course. Yeah.
but ultimately, I think relationships are getting healthier even though and like better even though there could be more cheating, but is there more cheating or
No,
is it just more social media?
it's just more blatant and shown in people's faces. People, older generations were cheating too, but they like kept it low key, and it
Mhm.
was hard to figure it out because not everybody had a Facebook or IG or Snapchat or social media to expose it. You know what I mean? People were fooling around, man. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I think things are gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay the course. Will things get better? I hope so. But could it get worse? It could. My thing is we have to set a precedent of just keeping it real and stop lying, stop bullshitting, deal with somebody who rocks with you for you, not for what you have, let's say, or you're a woman just because of your face, your ass, your titties, whatever. Nah, it has to rock with you. If you're a man, deal with a shorty because she rocks with you, not because of your, you know, your chain, your money, you know what I mean, your floss, your clout. Rock with people who rock with you. That's my thing. My thing is, we're now in a generation, unfortunately, this is something I don't like either. People want to show off so much. They want to flex so much. Oh my God, look at my IG post. Every IG post is with you and your girl or your relationship. You don't have to show it to the world. You know what I mean? Y'all are seeing each other. You don't have to show every single MF and thing.
Why not?
It's just a pet peeve of mine, man. Like every 5 seconds, you're posting about this. Okay, you love your girl, you love your man's, bruh. You're doing the most. It's just a pet peeve, man.
Nah,
What do
I
you
love
think?
it. I
You
love
love
it.
it? Okay,
Show
sure.
show girl,
No, of course,
that's your
show them.
passion. That's your
Of
girl.
course,
That's your
show them.
soulmate.
Of course, show them. But like, don't you get annoyed with people who post all the time? Every single second post is about some couple shit all the time. No, okay, you disagree. That's just you. No. Even when I was in a relationship, even with my ex, like of course we don't show it off here and there, but like we weren't constantly bombarding everybody all the time. Like I think some things you can keep private. You don't have to show the world everything. That's my thing. Okay, it's fair, fair. Yeah, let's get to this game. Of course, of course.
That's like he's my dude. Like
I'm not saying you hide your person. Don't hide them. But like when you're showing it too much, I mean that's like annoying. You know what I mean?
what would you rather like pictures of me or pictures of me and my man? You know, like if you don't like sharing pictures, block me.
No. We disagreeing. It's okay. Yeah.
If you post every day, why not post with your man? Because that's your other half. You know, that's your soulmate. Hopefully,
No, of course.
that's
No,
that's your
I
guy.
get your logic. I definitely get your logic. My thing is when people overdo it, they're overcooking. You know, you're leaving everything to everybody and not having no privacy. You know what I mean? Of course, you're married, you're in a relationship. Show your person you're dealing with. Show your spouse. Show your girl. Show your man. Don't hide them. That's not right. I don't fuck with that. But at the same time, if you're showing it all the MF and time, your whole feed is every single thing, all like bruh, too much. Oversharing, overcooked is overcooked.
That's
It's
interesting.
overcooked. That's just me.
So this is one thing. Like,
It could be. It
is
could be
it?
my own thing. Yeah.
Do y'all like as men feel that that's too much? Because me, I'm gonna hype them up. I'm gonna give them the flowers unless I hate the girl. Unless I hate her, then I'm a hate. I'm, I'm
She
the
gonna hate.
biggest hate.
She gonna find a way to hate.
Because
Go ahead. Okay.
she got with this guy that me and my best friend used to like in high school, but we both decided not to go for him because we've we were broke road,
Okay.
like 'cause we're, like sisters before misters, you know, like chicks before dicks, okay?
What?
And so like so me and my friend both
Okay.
like the
Homies
same
over
one.
hoes.
Me and my friend both like the same guy, but
Yeah.
decided not to go for him
Okay.
because I didn't want to go for him because my friend
Okay.
liked him, and then she didn't want to go because I liked him.
Okay.
And anyways, after high school, we found out he got with this chick that we hate.
So that's your
I'm
op.
sending screenshots of the Instagram post to the group chat.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
flaming the boat. We're flaming her, and we're like, he could have had a bad bitch. Because honestly, if you look at this bitch, no, actually, I'm not gonna
You
shame
saying
women.
she ugly?
I'm not saying she's. I'm just saying she's ugly. She's not best friend. I'm
You
her
saying
friend.
she ugly? You trying to sugarcoat? You saying she ugly?
She's not
It's a
funny
whole
at me.
lot of mid. That's what you're trying to do. No, you're saying get out of here, y'all. She's saying, man, that bitch ugly. It is what it is. Or she
He's
mid. That bitch ugly. I'm speaking for the truth for her. She's saying that bitch ugly. It is what it is. The fact,
except for
except for that
when
bitch.
it's
See,
like
you see it? But blame the guys.
honestly, yeah, I blame the guys too.
Okay, fair, fair. We'll take it. We'll take it on the chin. We'll take it on the chin. We could hold that. We strong, man. We can take it on the chin. The fact remains, bruh, just keep it real, be honest. And for me, I'm not her. I'm speaking for me. Don't blast your relationship all the time, man. Shit's annoying, bruh. Of course, we know your relationship. We know you're married. You don't have to blast that shit all the MFing time. Have some privacy. Have some one-on-one time with your spouse, your person you deal. You don't have to show it on Instagram every second photo. Jesus me. That's just me.
He's the hater here.
Uh-uh.
Show your partner. Show him. Show him off like the
Not
beauty
too
he has
much,
in
yo.
Jack.
Hey, have a little privacy, y'all. Well, appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in for the last minute late night stream, Saturday night, man. Cheers to you for sliding through and having a vibe. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Rock with the like, share, subscribe, everything on podcasting platforms. Give your boy 5 stars. Leave a good review. Let's fight the algorithm. Deuces, and we out.